Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So as the video says, today's video is going to be quick and easy family dinner ideas. All of these are done within 30 minutes, except for the crock pot one, but it's in the crock pot. So it's like not that hard. But this first one, I think I've shared before, or I've shared a variation of. It's just ham and cheese, crescent roll-ups. I know I've done the pizza ones before. I think I've done this one, but I don't remember for 100% fact. But this one is quick and easy. All I have to do is, and of course you can double this if you need to. The boys will not eat this, but Nevaeh will. Nevaeh loved it. So honestly, anymore, that's what I'm worried about, because the boys are super duper picky on everything, but everybody else will eat these. They'll eat the pizza ones, but they won't eat this one. I don't know why, because they eat ham and cheese sandwiches, but okay. So all I do is take half a slice of cheese, put on a crescent roll, add 3 slices of ham, and roll it up like you typically would crescent roll, and then you just bake it at 375 for like 10 to 12 minutes, which is what the crescent rolls bake at anyway. But this one is super duper easy. And yeah, there's the shot of Isaiah. And for me, at this stage, with Nevaeh being 16, almost 17 months old, I need as easy as I can get, because she is on the move and she wants to go everywhere, and you have to follow her because she gets into stuff she doesn't need to get into. So it's not, I was actually doing this. I had her in her high chair for snack time. While I was doing this, she'd taken her nap, she'd had some outside time. It's like, okay, I'll bring you in, give you a snack, and I'll get supper ready. So that's what I did. And I did want to show you all of them before they baked. And of course you can double this, even triple it, depending on how many people you are feeding. I ate 3 of these, Nevaeh ate 2, and the other 3, I think my grandma ate them. And I just serve these with watermelon. When it comes to dinner ideas, I like a carb, a protein, a fruit, and a vegetable. We'd kind of been snacking on the vegetables all day that day, so I just didn't serve a vegetable with it at supper. The next recipe is pretzel crusted chicken tenders. I think this is a Daily Harvest recipe. And I will leave the recipe down below in the description box. I'm not going to talk you through it. It's just too much to talk you through. But this was done relatively easy. Now, I bought chicken and prepped it and had it cut into tenders, knowing I was going to make this recipe this week. But if you were not one of those people, you could just buy pre-cut chicken tenders. If you don't have them pre-cut and you did buy the chicken breast and you have to cut them, it will take longer. But for me, it took about 10 to 15 minutes to get everything coated in the mayo and mustard mixture and the pretzel crumbs. And then it took 20 minutes to bake, which was perfect. Because while it was baking, I was able to make potato wedges. I had in my head that I wanted these in potato wedges, so that's what I made that night. And I know that this combination may seem a little weird to some people. Honestly, it sounded kind of weird to me as well. But I thought, you know what? It's got good reviews. I'm going to go with it. The only thing I changed up was instead of half a teaspoon of black pepper to the pretzel crumbs, when I seasoned those, I added a whole teaspoon because we like our black pepper. And they do have a little bit of a kick, but not too much of a kick. And my mom is the pickiest one out of all of us. And she even liked these. So it was a win. I do like sharing recipes when I do these videos that I haven't shared before. But honestly, sometimes you just gotta stick with what you know and make what you know everybody in your family is going to eat. It's kind of like the ham and cheese roll-ups. I've made those before. I'm pretty sure I've shared them on here. But I know everybody eats them. So I'm not going to mess with it. And anymore, at this stage in my life, that's what I'm going for. Quick, easy, and something that everybody will agree with and eat. I also want to mention that I did put some olive oil on top of the parchment paper on the baking sheet, and then I drizzled the rest of the chicken tenders with the rest of the olive oil before I baked them. And I only used half of that bag of chicken. I thought I was going to need the whole bag, and I didn't. So honestly, I could have also halved the mayo and mustard as well as the pretzel crumbs. And I will probably do that next time because this was more than enough. And these baked at 425 for 20 minutes, kind of like I already said. And while that was baking, I could have baked the potato wedges in the oven because they baked for the same amount of time and at the same temp, which never happens. But I just decided, you know what, I'm going to throw these in the air fryer, just make it easy. And that's what they came out looking like. They are gold and crispy. I know it doesn't look like it. I tried, but the lighting was not helping me out this day. But that's my plate. I did the potato wedges, the chicken tenders, and I had some cucumber. I think my mom did too, because we need to get the cucumber. We're running out of cucumbers, and trust me, I'm gonna miss it when we don't have them. The next thing and the final recipe for this video is taco casserole. This one is a crock pot, and this one would be a lot quicker if I would have had ground beef ready to go in my freezer, and sometimes I do, but this night I didn't, so I had to cook up a pound of ground beef, and I'm just draining it as I'm putting it in the crock pot with a slotted spoon, instead of worrying about the whole process of draining out the grease and all that, when I could just do it with the slotted spoon and it goes straight into the crock pot. Then I mixed in taco seasoning, equivalent to a can of corn, and the equivalent to a can of beans, and then a can of Rotel. It calls for 1 cup of salsa. I didn't have salsa, and I use Rotel in place of salsa all the time, and it doesn't make any difference, I don't think. And the beans and the corn are stuff we froze over the last few years, and it just needs to be gotten out of the freezer so we have space for the rest of the stuff we have to freeze this year. This is what it looks like while everything is still partially frozen. It's not the most appetizing thing. Honestly, it's not the most appetizing looking thing anyway. But this cooks on low for about 2 hours. And I did stir occasionally to make sure everything was thawing out and cooking in just right. Then at the end of 3 hours, I kind of spread it out more evenly and topped it with shredded cheese. And then I put the lid back on and let the cheese melt. It says 30 minutes for the cheese to melt. It does not take 30 minutes. Even with my crock pot off, it took maybe 10 minutes at most to get the cheese completely melted. And this actual recipe for this calls to put corn chips in the bottom of the crock pot when you're layering it. I did not do that, because I don't like soggy chips, and I know that that's what would happen if I would have put them in the crock pot. But that's what it looks like. And I did show me plating this one up. I don't usually do that, but I did want to show it for this recipe. I just put some corn chips or tortilla chips on the side and towards the bottom of the bowl, and then layered in the taco casserole, and then topped it with lettuce. And what I love about this one, this meal just in the crock pot has my carb, my protein, and my veggies in it. So that is great. And if you want to serve fruit with it, go right ahead. You could do that on the side. I had an apple earlier in the day, and I just kind of felt like, okay, you know what? That's good. If I want something later, I'll have a banana or something. But that's typically why I serve with the fruit, or that's typically why I try to serve dinner with a fruit and a veggie, to make sure everybody's getting in their fruit and their veggie, because I know that it's difficult for me as an adult, so I can only imagine how difficult it is for everybody else and the kids, definitely, because it's my job to make sure they actually get something to eat. This does have a slight kick, like I kind of mentioned before, but it's not that bad. But that's going to be these 3 dinner ideas. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit the red subscribe button down below. Other than that, thank you for watching. And I just want to mention, if I wouldn't eat if I don't like these recipes, I don't share them. So every one of these that I shared, I love.